You're sitting there, quiet, alone, 2 days since her last message, and the silence is louder than words. You keep going back to that last moment with her, how she smiled a little longer, how her body leaned closer, how her eyes lingered on yours as if she was saying something her lips couldn't form. You felt it, didn't you? The connection, the warmth, the unspoken care. So why now? Why the distance? Your mind starts to race. She's losing interest. She's talking to someone else. Maybe she just got bored, but your gut says something else. Your instincts scream it's not rejection, it's something deeper. What if her silence isn't the end, but the beginning of a test? What if her emotional withdrawal isn't punishment, but a signal? And what if, right now, your response, your energy, your reaction will either destroy her attraction or make it unshakably real? Type in the comments, I rise, I don't chase. Let that be your mindset. Let it be the compass that guides you through this moment of uncertainty. This video isn't about manipulation. It's not about tactics to get her back. It's about power, the kind of masculine, grounded presence that not only attracts but holds, leads, and anchors. Let's go deep. Part 1. She feels you even. In the silence, here's the truth most men don't understand. A woman doesn't need words to feel your energy. She feels you even when you say nothing. While you're obsessing over her unread messages and spiraling in your head, she's sensing, watching, feeling. Women are intuitive by nature. Emotional empaths. They pick up on the subtle shifts you can't even see in yourself. When you start feeling anxious, when your sense of validation starts depending on her replies, she can feel that. Not in the words you type, but in the energy behind them. Suddenly, your lightness is gone. Your edge dulls. You begin to need her, not choose her, and that changes everything. She doesn't pull away to punish you. She withdraws to see if the strength she once admired was real or just surface. She's testing your foundation. Do you crumble without her validation? Or do you remain steady, rooted in your own mission? This is where most men fail. They start reacting instead of responding. They text more, call more, post to get attention. And in doing so, they confirm her deepest fear, that your confidence was a performance. Not your essence, but the man who passes the test doesn't chase. He doesn't panic. He anchors. He steps into the version of himself that she was originally drawn to, the one with purpose, with poise, with peace. The man who doesn't flinch when the feminine energy retreats. The man who knows how to lead in silence. Part 2. Become the wall. Not the when. Think about it. If she's a storm of emotion, who are you? Are you the wind, chaotic, reactive, inconsistent, or are you the wall, strong, still, and unshakable? When she tests you with silence, short texts, emotional shifts, she's not doing it out of cruelty. She's not trying to manipulate you. She's watching. Watching to see if you are who you said you were. A man who's truly in control of himself doesn't get thrown off by her waves. He contains, not controls. He observes, not obsesses. He leads not with volume, but with presence. That's the difference. You don't win her back by showing you care. You win her trust by showing you're capable. That even when she backs away, your world doesn't collapse. You don't beg, plead, or explain. You hold the frame. You remain emotionally grounded. That's when she begins to trust you, not because you tried harder, but because you didn't try at all. You simply were. Consistent, centered, clear. Part 3. Her storm isn't for you to solve. It's for you to hold. Women aren't looking for a fixer. They're looking for an anchor. Her emotions are not yours to manage. They're yours to witness without being consumed. She needs to feel safe to express, not because you'll fix it, but because you can handle it. The weaker man takes her. Emotional swings personally. He gets offended. He tries to explain, to argue, to rationalize. But love isn't logic. It's energy. And when she feels chaotic, she's not asking you to fix the fire. She's asking if you'll stand in it without running. That's what masculine energy is. It's the container for the feminine storm. Not force. Not dominance, but strength. In restraint, calm in the heat. Stillness in the spiral. She feels that. And when she does, you become a sanctuary, not a source of stress. Your energy becomes a place she wants to return to. Because in a world full of emotional winds, the man who remains still is rare. Part 4. Let her walk, but leave the door open. This is the hardest part for most men. Letting her go without slamming the door. When she says she needs space, give it. When she pulls away, let her. When she goes quiet, don't fill the silence with noise. Why? Because chasing only proves one thing, that your identity is tied to her presence. And no woman wants to carry the weight of your worth. A man who stands tall while she leaves? That's a man she can't forget. Not because he chased, but because he didn't need to. He let her go with dignity. And in doing so, he showed her that he values himself even more than her approval. Don't close the door. Just stop trying to keep her inside it. Live your life so powerfully that if she comes back, it's because she wants to, not because you begged. Let your growth haunt her. Let your calmness become the ghost she can't shake. Part 5. Stand still. When she run, she'll pull away. She test. She run, and every man around you will say, go after her. But the truth? The real test isn't about whether you chase. It's about whether you stand. Because the man who can sit in silence, who can endure the discomfort of uncertainty without reacting, is the man who triggers not desperation, but curiosity. Why didn't he chase? Why didn't he react? What's he doing now? Stillness plants seeds. It turns your absence into power. But stillness doesn't mean passivity. It's not waiting for her. It's building yourself while she's gone. Training, learning, building, leveling up in silence. When she runs, let her. And while she's gone, rise. Part 6. Become the anchor she can't eventually. She look back. Maybe in a week, maybe in a year. But she remember not your words, not your gifts, not your calls. She remember how you stood tall. She remember how you didn't fold. She remember the way your presence didn't beg, but breathed. Because the truth is, presence lingers longer than performance. And the man who can hold his power during emotional storms is the man she always feel. Even when he's gone, you want to be unforgettable? Then stop trying to prove your worth. Embody it. Part 7. Your peace is your power. If her moods break your confidence, it was never confidence. If her silence triggers your chaos, your peace was performative. Real peace is unbothered. Real confidence doesn't need reassurance. Real masculinity doesn't crumble when love becomes uncertain. She doesn't need a man who fixes everything. She needs a man who can remain everything when everything feels broken. So when she's cold, you stay warm. When she's distant, you stay present. When she's silent, you stay grounded, because your peace isn't about her. It's about you. It's the reflection of a man who has become so anchored in his mission that no storm can move him. Part 8. Mission over emotion. That urge to text her right now? Redirect it into your goals. That anxiety in your chest? Channel it into your purpose. That need to get a reply? Convert it into relentless self-development. Your masculine energy thrives in movement, in mission. That's how you reset the dynamic. You don't win her back. You win you back. And in doing so, you become the gravitational force that pulls everything else into orbit. She feel it. And whether she returns or not, you've already won, because you didn't crumble. You didn't chase. You didn't abandon your path for her presence. You stood still. And in that stillness, you became undeniable. Type it again in the comments. I rise, I don't chase. Not because it's a slogan, because it's who you are now. A man she can feel, even in the silence. A man who doesn't beg for love, but becomes it. Uncheckable, rooted, present. This is not the end of something. It's the rise of someone. You.